Before you skip this video, remember this. One story has the power to change how you see life forever. And this is that story. The story of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Before he was a prophet, before millions followed his words, before his name was known across the world, Muhammad, peace be upon him, was just a man born into hardship, a man raised by loss, a man shaped by honesty, patience, and compassion. This is the story of how an orphan became the most influential human in history. Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born in the year 570 CE in the city of Mecca in present-day Saudi Arabia. His father, Abdullah, died before he was born. His mother, Amina, passed away when he was only 6 years old. At such a young age, Muhammad, peace be upon him, experienced the pain of losing both parents. After his mother's death, his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, took care of him. But even that comfort did not last long. When Muhammad was 8 years old, his grandfather also passed away. Now, completely orphaned, Muhammad was taken in by his uncle, Abu Talib. Life was not easy. Abu Talib was kind but poor. Muhammad grew up knowing struggle. He worked as a shepherd to help support his family. This simple job taught him patience, responsibility, and humility. As he grew older, Muhammad became known throughout Mecca for his character. He never lied, he never cheated, he never broke a promise. People began calling him Al-Amin, the trustworthy one. Even those who disagreed with him trusted him with their valuables. Despite living in a society full of idol worship, injustice, and moral corruption, Muhammad, peace be upon him, never took part in wrongdoing. He avoided alcohol, gambling, and immoral behavior. He was different. He spent much of his time alone, reflecting on life and the suffering of people around him. He was deeply troubled by the cruelty and injustice he witnessed in society. Muhammad, peace be upon him, married Khadijah, a respected and successful businesswoman, when he was 25 years old. She was 40. Their marriage was based on love, trust, and respect. Khadijah saw something special in him long before the world did. Their marriage was a peaceful one, and she became his greatest supporter. As years passed, Muhammad, peace be upon him, became more withdrawn from society. He would often retreat to the cave of Seerah, a mountain outside Mecca, to meditate and pray. He searched for truth. He searched for meaning. He searched for answers. Then, everything changed. At the age of 40, during one of his retreats in the cave of Seerah, Muhammad experienced something that would alter the course of human history forever. In the silence of the cave, surrounded by darkness and solitude, an angel appeared. It was Angel Jibril. He commanded Muhammad to read, but Muhammad replied that he could not read. Again the command came. Again he replied the same. Then the angel recited the first verses of what would later become the Quran. Muhammad was terrified. He rushed home, his heart racing, his body trembling. "Cover me, he said. Khadijah wrapped him in a blanket and listened as he described what had happened. She did not doubt him. She did not question him. She believed him. Khadijah reassured Muhammad and took him to her cousin Waraka ibn Nawfal, a learned man who recognized the signs of prophethood. Waraka confirmed what Khadijah already knew in her heart. Muhammad had been chosen by God. The mission was not easy. When Muhammad began preaching the message of one God, equality, and justice, he faced immediate resistance. The leaders of Mecca were furious. His message threatened their power, wealth, and traditions. They mocked him, they insulted him, they accused him of being a liar, a magician, and a madman. But Muhammad remained patient. He never responded with cruelty. He never sought revenge. As more people accepted Islam, the persecution grew worse. Muslims were tortured, some were killed, others were forced to flee their homes. Despite this, Muhammad continued to preach peace, patience, and faith. Even when offered wealth, power, and leadership in exchange for abandoning his message, he refused. He would not compromise the truth. The pressure became unbearable. The Quraysh imposed a brutal boycott on Muhammad and his followers. They were cut off from food, trade, and social relations. For years, they suffered hunger and hardship. Children cried from hunger. Yet, Muhammad never gave up. Never once did he abandon his mission. After years of persecution, loss, and hardship, relief finally came. Muhammad and his followers migrated from Mecca to Medina. This migration, known as the Hijrah, marked a turning point in Islamic history. In Medina, Muhammad was not only a prophet, but also a leader, a judge, and a guide. He built a society based on justice, mercy, and brotherhood. Enemies became neighbors, strangers became family. He taught that no Arab was superior to a non-Arab, and no rich person was superior to a poor one, except through righteousness. But even in Medina, peace did not come easily. Battles were fought, lives were lost. Yet Muhammad always chose mercy over revenge whenever possible. When Mecca was finally conquered, the city that had once expelled, mocked, and tortured him stood at his mercy. Everyone expected revenge, but Muhammad forgave them all. "Go," he said, "you are free." Years later, during his final sermon, Muhammad delivered words that would echo through history. He reminded humanity to treat women with kindness, to protect the weak, to remain united. Soon after, Muhammad passed away, but his message did not die. It spread across continents. It changed civilizations. It transformed hearts. From an orphan in Mecca to the leader of a global faith, Muhammad, peace be upon him, left behind a legacy that continues to guide over 1 billion people today. After hearing this story, ask yourself this: if one man changed the world through patience, honesty, and forgiveness, what excuse do we have not to change ourselves?